Hey everybody, this is Callan Hale here, and I am welcoming you all to our very first episode of Retro Horror Presents Tabletop in Review. There'll be occasionally a few more of these. We're actually going to be launching up our new channel soon, but once it launches, I'll still be doing a lot of horror-based TTRPG reviews on this channel. This is retro horror. But what I'm going to do is every level I beat, I'm going to switch my screen over to uh, the game we're actually reviewing today, which is a Beastworld, Leaving Erin, a Beastworld story. And I just want to give a brief overview of it. It's actually you're playing an anthropomorphic furry in the game. Like you're a beast character, which I think is pretty cool. The artwork is amazingly done. I'm actually going to be kickstarting, I believe, in 2 weeks. Probably less time since this episode's coming out. But one of the things that really impressed me about it was how well the artwork was done. It was done in such a way that as you're looking at it, you can tell the artists actually really enjoyed what they were doing. They did a amazing job just capturing that ease and essence of 5e, and their playtest includes a, a character sheet. I'm going to show you the first few pages. As soon as I get to the next level here, I'm going to switch my screen over, pause the game. As you can see, we are playing that old classic Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's been a while since I played this. I don't know how good I'm going to be. I normally couldn't get past this level 5, I think, when I was younger. And so we're loading up level 2, Evening of the Undead. I'm going to pause this, switch my screen over. Oops. There we go. And as you can see, just beautiful artwork in the beginning. The Delver's Guide to Beastworld. And it has their links, which will I have in the description below for the Discord, their Twitter, and their main webpage where you can get this advanced copy of the game. And what I really like is that subtle, nice background. It's easier on the eyes than some of the brighter backgrounds I've seen in the past, which for me is good because I do have some visual issues when the background is super bright. And you get the introduction to the world. This is a lot of great lore. I'm just going to read the few excerpts here that I found. The Beast Mother. The goddess Perua's eternal project is to find new ways to express her love for life. A millennium ago, this led her from the misty region beyond to a vast and untamed wilderness. Perua's idea was to give the gift of reason to her favorite animals and teach them to see their world with new eyes. Behura took on the divine image of a bovine and introduced herself to them as the Beast Mother. Her favorites were uplifted out of ignorance and invited to realize their individuality. Intelligence blossomed in this first generation of her children. With hands to craft and straight backs to look out over their world, Behura's beautiful experiment began, the first beasts. And I really like that. That's what drew me in when I found this. I got actually a Facebook advert that led me to this game. It really captured me right there after reading the playtest materials. Like, I want to know more about this game. I actually would like to interview the creators on my other channel when we get that launched in the coming weeks because I would like to hear what inspired them to make this. Because I'm enraptured by it. And another little bit I'm going to read here is The Dungeon. The invaders' war end was a new dawn for the world, but it cast a shadow on its underside. Perua stretched the absolute veil between worlds to allow the city of Petri to fall through pinprick holes in its fabric. Something old and faceless slipped through undetected. Stowed away in the soil beneath the human city, this entity escaped its broken world prison. It spread like a stringy root of weed under the soil and stone of the entire world. Fully grown, and its 10,000 fingertips drove shafts up to the surface and let the sunlight in. These entrances overflowed with new monsters and rumors of untold riches. This cross-world dungeon sent an invitation to the adventurous hearts of the world. Explore me. It would devour these hearts to sustain its body of stone, mazes, and a mind of wicked traps. The current year is 1360, and society is enjoying a rush of progress after a decade of war and strife. 10 years after the sudden arrival of its 25th species, the Beastworld is setting a new foundation. Legends and traditions are being spun out new every day. In the Beastworld of 1360, there's new money to be made and wet cement to press one's hands into. Anyone might shape the course of the next millennium, so adventurers are sent out to roam. Another great piece of writing. When we come back from the next level, I'm going to go through the adventure, go through some of the more of the artwork, and just a general overview I have. And I'm going to really get deep into the character sheets when we get to that point, because I think they are done just fantastic. So without further ado, let us get back to the game. If the game loads. Oh, there we go. This is that brief overview. I really enjoy that, and it's based off the 5e rules, which are pretty easy to pick up. It uses some of the classes from 5e with the uh, open game license, which Wizards has, as well as uh, my brain is blanking, but you all know what that, creators know what that is. It's a Wizard saying you can use 5e, but you have to, if you use our classes, you can't really edit them any. But as a creator myself, I know it's just that all falls under the OGL. But another really cool thing is the community they've built. I've been a part of it for about a week since I found the game and asked if I could review it, as one of my first reviews here. And they've built just a really cool, really accepting, open community. Which, for me, I'm I'm big on inclusivity, big on accepting people. That I think is a great thing. They also do include, as I mentioned, character sheets, which I think are uniquely done, especially with the artwork, which we'll be getting to here as soon as this link's level loads. And I'm kind of repeating myself because there's a lot more that I want to get into, but I want to get into it as I get to that portion so we can kind of go over it together. You could see each piece. Terra and Isle 5. All right, so we're going to swap back over here. So the adventure, it does give a brief overview that it's for delvers from level 3 to 4, 3 sessions to play. I'm actually playtesting this with my playtesters, and we really enjoyed it. The little adventure they include plays really well, and you can see this amazing artwork. It is vibrant, but at the same time it's muted, so it's not overpowering. And you have the species where they mention, like, you have the canine wolf species. They and it describes kind of like your basic species overview of like D&D books do, but the way it flows, I really like. especially with the features and the homelands and the beautiful, beautiful character sheets. The preview does come with pre-gen characters that you can print. Excuse me. I'm a big fan of how they laid this out. I know a lot of new players get kind of confused with some of the character sheets, but this is just I'm a grog. I've been playing for over 30 years. I love that little added bit to it. Just that you could see this is how the character sheets are laid out. It's basic 5e, and you have multiple species to play. And I love the feature system they have with the homelands. And uh, I'm going to go back up because I did not bring up like one of the characters you get Champion Fighter 3. So if you're, especially if you're really just trying to find a good game for beginner GM, you just need something quick to start your adventure off with your party. This I think would be a really good game for you because you have a pre-gen character that's made in such a way that this is a very friendly kind of game. Like we have Evoker Wizard. As we go through here, you see everything is just kind of laid out very nicely. Some unique and interesting backgrounds, which I am a huge fan of. And you have the level 3 Thief Rogue. That takes me back to the old days of having a thief. And again, I love the how as for the beginning of this review, the callback that these are these are creatures who were brought up and brought into their own little world. You have a cleric, we have a thief, a fighter, a wizard. That reminds me of the old school D&D and adventuring party right there. So before we get into the part one, uh, and I kind of go into what Erin is, because that's the town. It's leaving Erin. I'm gonna get through another level here. All right, now let's see what we can do. See if we can save everybody. Whoa, I don't want to do that yet. Why am I? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Nice. Just going Hulk on everything. Oh, right, the little psycho baby. Sorry, should not use that word. The murder baby. I'm not going to edit that out. I make mistakes. I have. I know mental health is no joke. I have my own mental health issues, and I would not want anyone to use a derogatory word for it in a entertainment manner. I'm human, and I am learning from my mistakes. But I used to always get killed by those murderous, fast things. There are two of them. Gee, run away. Run away. Oh, and if I die, I'm just going to pause and go back to the review so everybody's aware. But, overall, I play tested it with a few people, and it was a really Well, the people I playtest with, I love playtesting with. So to me, it's always fun playing with them. But it was a really fun world to play in, and I would love to see it expanded on. And I think this would be a game if you're a parent who is looking to bring your kids into the TTRPG sphere. I think that would be a really this would be a really good game for that. You could ease up the rules a little bit, especially if they're younger kids, but that that youthful redwall feel to it. That feel of you can kind of relate to the backgrounds which you'll read and the animal aspect. Okay, and now part one, Erin. The town of Erin is a tiny farming settlement built in the space between the lazy waters of the Esterheen River, the Gentiles beyond. Most of its residents have lived here for generations, making a modest living working in the fields. Life is slow in Erin, but every so often, some of the youth feel the spark of ambition for a larger world. That's the adventure hook. You're leaving at Erin as adventurers, and there's so much more to this. And I don't want to ruin it, but I do want to show off this amazing map. It's multiple pages, but you could print this off and you could have this lying side by side. And you have some really great monsters here that were, and a lot of hooks, a lot of places you could go. And if you have a party like mine who completely went off the rails and just uh, railroaded this little module, and I provided them all a copy of it so they kind of knew what to expect, but they didn't care. They just kind of went ham, and I had to use my GMing skills to somehow tie it all back to where we were supposed to be going. But really, now I'm just going to talk about the book because I went over the game. I don't want to spoil too much of it because I want you to pick this up and enjoy it as much as we did. But I love these little things like November 16 sausage, the names they come up with, the characters, and the art especially. The artist's Twitter is going to be in the description below this video. Like you have the T, the little hovel, and it's multiple parts. You have the flag. Cullen is one of the creators. They're an amazing person. And the way the book is laid out, it's very easy to follow it. As a PDF, I read it both on my phone, my tablet, and on my computer, which I'm streaming from right now. It does not do that weird glitch thing some PDFs will do where you have to open it wide. They did a really good job on that, especially if you have a good reader for your phone. I also read it on my Kindle, and it worked great there. But as you go through this book, you'll see just amazing artwork and amazing story. Some great encounters. Again, another dungeon map, an amazing dungeon map here. But this is actually where I'm going to cut my review short because I don't want to reveal too much about it. But I will say my group and I had an amazing time flying through this. We did not get to reach the dungeon. We played a 6-hour session. They derailed it like no tomorrow. But we did get to. Like, I know this was going to stop, but I just got to show off this amazing layout and artwork. We did get to uh, through the first part of it. We're all old friends, so they expect me to homebrew a lot. Which with this, I did some, but This is just an amazing piece of creatorship. I am happy they're allowing me to review this for them. Sorry, I seem kind of all over. I'm a little bit rusty on my review skills, but keep an eye out for our next channel, uh, which is Delta 3 Designs, and Tabletop Treasure Trove presents the interview with the creators of Beastworld, which I hope will be in a few weeks. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for watching me play a bit of an old game. Everyone, hydrate, medicate, take meds if you got to. And as always, have a great one.